Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the ESL Pro Tour Europe Weekly. It is July 6th. I'm Nathanias, and in the top right, we have the blue Protoss player. He is Geralt. Geralt. A name that inspires controversy from those who do not know how to pronounce it. And his opponent in the bottom left, with a much more easy to pronounce name, the Zerg player in red. He is MadLife. Some fun games of StarCraft. Oh God, I gotta turn off my echo. Sometimes when you play with cool toys, you forget to turn them off. Then the battery runs out and it's the middle of the night and you're just like, oh, you know what I mean? But we've got it off. Everything's good. Hatch, gas, pool. These are all very, very normal things. And Geralt is feeling frisky. He's gonna drop that Nexus now. He does have the gate up front. He's got a slow drip of gas. 2 mining off the main base assimilator. And cybernetics core booting up in front of the natural as well. Somebody wants us to know they're leaving the stream because I'm not swearing enough. I don't really swear while I'm casting. If you'd like to see me swear, you can always tune in to my actual normal stream during the week. Overlord for MadLife is approaching the natural expansion. Wants to go see what is up. Wants to see what is going on. It's also kind of against the rules for casting for ESL Pro Tour. To be allowed as a caster for this, I am actually required to keep my language PG. So, you people who for some weird reason can only enjoy things when you're being vulgar or coarse, you can take your complaints up with them. So Geralt's got the probe heading back towards that third base. Is going to be a Stargate opening. And the probe doesn't, I guess if he can't block the base, he probably really does want to see it start. Unfortunately, he's not going to be given that. He's not going to be given that at all. And we'll see. There it is. Okay, so it's going to be an Oracle. I mean, I always like seeing Phoenix. I always like seeing Phoenix come out in PvZ. I feel like Oracle builds are, I mean, if you go Oracle first, you're kind of hoping that the maybe the blind spore or something like that isn't going to be out quite as fast as maybe it otherwise would be. Zergling speed close to finishing, because what you're really thinking about, I mean, the Oracle can have that value forever, right? Like you can always microwave lings that are coming towards your base. Obviously, you can do harass and try to kill drones. You can try to kill drones. You can try to kill queens if you have a couple of oracles. And we see different ways that people try to use all of these things. We do see a lot of different ways that people try to use these forces and bring a bunch of stuff in. So yeah, we will see how much damage can get done. Okay, this is a lot of damage. 6 drones for the Oracle. And he actually, okay, not just the Oracle, but he had the Adepts here. Wow, backing that up too. So with the Adepts, 10, 11. Ah! All right, MadLife might be dead. All right, well, the 2 Adepts and the Oracle just killed 13 drones. He just built another like 10, but he's so far behind on workers. It's not even funny. The battery never runs out if you're a Protoss with overcharge. Ay, Sean. Ay. So Twilight, Robo as the follow-up. I mean, honestly, I feel like the Archon drop could kill him. He has his... Like, I get it. It's a tournament, right? People don't want to be eliminated, etc. This is game number 1. This worker count. I don't know. We can talk about other stuff now, I guess. While we wait for whatever is going to come. We've got the War Prism. And we got the Templar Archives. So there you go. There you go. That's all you need. That's all you need. +1 melee. So he's going to try and do lings, I guess. Maybe like a Ling Roach Ravager all in or something like that. I don't feel like it's going to be possible to catch up economically, considering that he is going to be hit with some more attacks and whatnot in the near future. Roach speed. There's the Templar being added. And let's see what the Archons can do. Because, like, just Lings on their own don't really do a whole lot against these. That's kind of the biggest problem right now. And he's getting a Roach. But, like, this is kind of what I was talking about. Like, in order to even bring the drone count as close as it has been now to the probes, he hasn't been able to build many units. And obviously, you can get a good amount of Lings out. You can obviously get a good amount of Zerglings out. But, yeah, there's the cancel on the 4th base. And now he's just going to fly over to that 3rd. Do a little bit of bzz, 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 bzz. Actually, the Queens do a good job of bullying away there. I would like to see him try and just use a frontal approach, though, because his only ground is really Lings right now. He's adding 4 more Roaches, and then it's going to get a little trickier. But this is where you can really micro those Okay, well, he lost one of the Archons. That's unfortunate. I was going to say, this is one of those places where you can really micro the Archons well against Zerglings, like juggling them backwards, but I do understand that Geralt's probably just focusing on keeping the macro going on the other side. It's actually really nice for MadLife, and this could be one of his ways back into that game. Like, just losing an Archon like that is so bad. And not to say, I'm not saying Geralt's bad, I'm just saying, like, that's a pretty big mistake to make. He loses quite a bit of the time that he had for harassing. And this does give a little bit of time. This does give a little bit of time here for MadLife to try and recover and bolster up that economy. Now he's getting the Ravagers out. Now he's adding a ton of Lings. I don't know that this is necessarily going to be enough to do what he wants to do, but it is going to be infinitely better than it would have been if he had just been getting harassed by Archons for the last few minutes. The charge is finishing, and he's going to end up running into this. It's going to be Ravager. It's a handful of Ravagers, right? 5 Ravagers. It's going to be about 8 Roaches. He's getting a couple more now, but they won't be done anytime soon. And 45 Zerglings to try and get some work done on this force. Now, 3 Zealots splinter off to the natural expansion, but the Ravagers are over here. We do only have 1 Immortal. It's 1 Immortal and 3 Archons. It's not the beefiest attack, but I think the Zealots with that +1, they are very strong against the Lings. However, the Lings have +1 as well. He gets through the Zealots. The Banelings finish morphing. And at this point, it all just kind of boils down to being able to get stuff done with these Ravagers. Unfortunately, it looks like it's going to be just a little bit too much. Like I said, MadLife he took a beating. He took an absolute beating at the start of that match. You know, I could do the caster thing and try to pretend that he was like completely even. But I don't want to do him the disservice of making it look like he's just bad at the game when the reality is he just took a lot of damage from that first harass. And that is something that happens, man. If you play Zerg, you play on the ladder, that type of thing is something that you are going to have to deal with. And it is, it's a very, very, very strong build to go for. It's hard. It's hard to deal with that type of thing. It really is. So we will see. Getting into the lobby for game number 2. Let's do it. Let's do it. Also, dude in the chat who has written me a book about how upset he is that I use the bleep sound effect. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. If something bothers you that much in life, a good lesson, just let it go. Let it go, guys. You can always walk away. It's fine. It won't hurt my feelings if you don't like my stream and you want to go somewhere else. I don't need to appeal to everybody. I only need to appeal to 1% of human life, because that's still a couple million people. And if I could convince 1% of people to sub to me, I'd still be rich as fuck. So, spawning pool, halfway done. It's going to be a little bit more of an aggressive build out of MadLife this game. Does not want to drop the second map here to Geralt. He's looking for an opportunity to get some work done. It's not going to be easy, but we will see. We'll have to see what he can do. We'll have to see how much damage he can get done. But Geralt's going to go for the Probe Scout. This is a smart thing to do. He did it last game, too. There's very little reason when you're the favored player, and I think especially when you win that first map like that, especially in such a convincing way, that you don't try to take some precautions about what could be coming next. You don't want to take some precautions about making sure that you're not getting hit with, you know, something crazy that could hurt you. Prophet of convenient truth.
Subby sub.
Subba-lubba-dub-dub. Thank you very much for the 6-month streak, the 11-month total resub. I get multiple numbers in front of me, and I just say both of them. Pylon blocks the natural. Now, this actually does keep some of the lings from going across, which in a worst case scenario does buy him a little bit of time and should keep him okay. We have to see one zealot against 4 lings. I mean, a lot of Zerg players would try to cycle out the Zerglings to punch through the zealot shields or bait the zealot out and get the surround. But when you're missing a couple of those lings because, you know, you are dealing with the pylon in your natural, it does in fact buy Geralt enough time to finish his cyber core, start chronoing in Adept, and it doesn't seem likely that he'll lose any of his important infrastructure. Oh, he almost got past the zealot there. So close, yet so far. Very, very, very close. And these zealots is gonna chill because the Adept's about to finish, and then he's fine. There you go. It was all for naught. Tragically, he can nibble away at that gateway, but at the end of the day, it's not his to say. As we've got the lings chilling on the outside. Unfortunately, they just weren't able to get it done. They just weren't able to get it done. And now he's got 2 Adepts. Hey, does anybody remember what happened the last time Geralt had 2 Adepts against MadLife? Geralt's a pretty good player, though. He's been on the rise. Anybody who I hear Roddy talk about, I know is a good player. I remember like 3 years ago when Roddy and I were on our world tour. We were carving it up before I tanked my popularity, and Roddy became a literal god running his own team. I remember him being like, you know, Nathanias, that Cyril guy. I think that Cyril guy's going to be pretty good soon. And I'm like, Roddy, I don't know who Cyril is, man. I don't know who that guy is. I guess from Finland. I'm like, you mean that place that we take the party boat to from Stockholm? But like, we don't get off the boat because that boat weirdly has no alcohol tax, unlike Finland and Sweden. So you just go on the boat and then the booze is like 20% the cost because it's technically quote unquote international waters. And he's like, yeah, that country. And I was like, oh, that's cool. And then of course, you know, about a year and a half later, Cyril became one of the best players, if not the best player in the world. Actually, well, for that year, he was the best player in the world. My point is, Roddy's been talking up guys like Geralt to me, Goblin. Clem was also on that list. He's on that short list, and Raynor. And they all did well. I don't know if he's been talking up Geralt as much as other players, but it does. I always keep my eye on anybody who Roddy talks about. If I'm just being honest here. He's a smart guy. Smart guy. Knows his Protoss players very well too. So it's going to be that Templar Archives. It's going to be that Twilight Council. We did have the Stargate, but it wasn't quite as fast as in the last game. The opportunity to defend should be much easier this time around. Yeah, he's got quite a few queens covering both of his bases. He doesn't have the adepts to throw in at the same time. And that Oracle walks in, gets spanked, and is immediately pushed out of the base. So he just has to go back up. Like, he just has to, yeah, he's just stuck. He's just stuck in the corner. It's a tragedy. It really is. And now the natural expansion, he's got both of his gases. He's got quite a lot of gas coming in. But we don't even have that. Yeah, we only got 2 gateways. So he's going to do, yeah, he needs to start 2 gates. Does he can't build 4 High Templar. Am I crazy here? Is something else happening that I don't see? Oh, wait, no, he is building 2 more gateways, Nathan. You're literally blind. I am literally blind. Okay, thank God. I was looking for it. Now the stasis trap's going to try and cut off some drones. He'll get 1. That's unfortunate. Thank you, Santev, for the 3 months. I'm keeping my rally beard until I restore my name in the StarCraft community, and we get our sub count back up. And then I'm gonna shave the rally beard into a handlebar mustache. So for those of you who've ever wanted to see me do a real Luigi cosplay with no props, or at least no prop hair, there you go. There you go, baby. In other news, my brother's birthday is on Friday. My little brother's birthday is on Friday. He's going to be turning... Oh, God. How old is he? He's 94. I'm 93. I don't know. I feel like I'm 2 years older than him for some reason. Anyway, I think he's turning 26 on Friday. He's going to be coming out. And, of course, because everything is crazy and we don't want to catch an incurable disease and die, he's going to be... oh, nice. See, this is what I wanted to see. I was trying not to hype up the Archon drop because I feel like I cursed him last game. So the Oracle didn't do anything this game. But this time, the Archons have actually killed... He's killed like 16 lings. But anyway... Yeah, so my brother's going to come out to Vegas, and we're just going to play video games in my apartment all day. Except, my apartment's pretty awesome, thankfully. So we're just going to hang out, play some games, drink some White Claws. I'm going to surprise him with something nice. It's going to be good times. That's what's going on in my life. Hope everything in your lives has been going well. Oh, yeah, that new Midnight album drops on Friday, too. Friday's going to be a big day. You got the new Midnight album, my brother's birthday, and then the game we all like to play is getting a big update. It's like a competitive Resident Evil game. It's really good. I mean, it sucks, but it's really fun to play. It's like one of those dumpster fire games that you really enjoy, and the whole community basically just spends its entire existence begging for basic updates. Basic updates that they'll never get that would make the game probably popular, but I digress. We've got a much better game situation than the last map, but the drone count still has me... You know, he put a lot into defending against that Archon drop in the earlier harass. He's got these roaches, he's got these lings. And the Archons are still sharking around denying the creep tumors, but 64 drones to 63 probes. My biggest issue is I don't see how MadLife is getting across the map to try and deal damage. He's trying to play like this very defensive game, but... And I don't mean any diss to MadLife. I'm just saying that Geralt is a really good player. And he's been putting on a pretty tremendous amount of pressure throughout the entirety of this series. He's made it really, really hard for his opponent to actually get up in his face and actually deal with him. And look at this Prism. He's clapping hard. Now it's 3 base versus 3 base. This is... You never want to be in this situation as a Zerg. It's just big ups to Geralt. He's playing a good, clean StarCraft. He's playing good, clean StarCraft. Didn't know Nate has a 94-year-old brother. Damn it, I'm talking about the years we were born. No. I was born in 93. He was born in 94. My older brother was 91. Yeah, he is definitely 2 years older than me. Just in case you guys needed to know that random stuff. Just in case. So Storm is coming in. He's getting the More High Templar. I mean, he's got a pretty fantastic army, though. He's got a pretty fantastic army. I don't know what to tell you. There's a lot of Immortals, good amount of Zealots. The Banelings are really, like, the important part. Like, MadLife's army is way better than on the last map. I think Geralt could be overextending if he pushes in here. I think what he wants to do, yeah, just keep using the Prism. He needs to get a big warp in the main base to force a lot more units over here. He needs to drop these Archons and get a warp into, like, 10 Zealots. Yeah, he's just going to recall. This could have gone way worse for him. He's on the run. Actually, you got to get the rest of those units out, man. If he catches those, they are all dead. The Prism! Oh, my God. He used his recall. He can't reach this, though, right? Thank God for the Queen range nerf. I was going to say, he can't reach that. But he's got 2 Archons and his Prism stuck now on the other side of the map. He has to basically wait for that to happen. He's putting some stasis traps on the field. I don't know if that's what he needs right now. Storm is 10 seconds away. He's got the High Templar, but he just needs to spread the army out. He needs to stay alive. Big Zealot warp in. Coming for Geralt. The Banelings are crashing down, though. A good Storm hits most of them, but the Zealots all die. And then he's forced to turn into an Archon. But I guess the most important part of this is that the Zerglings are gone. The Zerglings and Banelings are gone. The Immortals are still alive. And as we all know, as long as the Immortals are still alive, literally anything can happen. Where'd the Prism go? Okay, it died. He must have select all army hotkeyed or something. Tragically. Oh, these Overlords caught out in the middle of the field. That hurts a little bit. Thankfully, his whole entire army died, so he actually has quite a bit of supply cap available. Whether or not that's a good thing, I'll leave you to be the judge. I just got an email notification that my bath bombs all shipped. I'm very excited. My order is on its way. Thank you, Lush. And just because I know you guys really care, it looks like my bath bombs will be here on Wednesday. Nice. That's awesome. If you've never taken a bath with a bath bomb, you're missing out. You really are missing out in your life. She has 6 gates coming in, +2 blink. Lots of roaches, lots of zerglings, lots of ravagers. We're still in the earlier rounds of the tournament, which is why you're not going to see me doing some mega tryhard cast stuff. Also, I kind of need to save my voice because I believe I'm casting DreamHack tomorrow or on the 8th or something like that. So I can't get too crazy. I need to be able to shout tomorrow when there's a lot more people watching. Good storms. Trying to go up the ramp is just, yeah, that's always going to be a hard thing to pull off for the Zerg player. Like MadLife has really given it his all here, but I just feel like we're watching, you know, if Geralt's 100%, you know what, Nate, there's a nicer way to say this. If MadLife's 100%, Geralt's like 120% right now. You know what I mean? He's controlling this really well. He's playing really well. And now Banelings won't really do much because he's got a billion Blink Stalkers. There's the storm drops. Oh God, wow. I don't think he needed to be that fancy, but he was. GG. Well played. Geralt moves on in the bracket.